Welcome back to iSingPOP and another story here on Snug Stories. My name is Bob, and this evening we continue to read about the adventures of Lily and the lemur in the Lamb King's exciting and mysterious playground. This is chapter 4 of my book, Lily the Lemur and the Lamb King, illustrated by Keela Elm. So grab a blanket, your favorite teddy, and snuggle down. Chapter 4, the ice cream van.
Do you hear that?
Asked the lemur.
That music off in the distance?
I do, said Lily. It's an ice cream van. It's gotta be. Well, we're in a playground after all, the Lamb King grinned, and it's summertime, so there has to be an ice cream van. What's your favorite flavor? Chocolate with caramel sauce, said Lily dreamily.
Mango and coconut covered in tiny little grubs, said the lemur.
Ugh, said the Lamb King. To each their own, I guess. Me, I like strawberry.
So what are we waiting for?
Demanded the lemur.
There's no point just talking about ice cream. Let's go get some.
Then off they raced, Lily, the lemur, and the Lamb King. But as the music from the ice cream van grew louder, the path they were running on grew narrower and narrower still, until at last they came to a bridge that bridged a little stream, a bridge that was so thin it could only be crossed one at a time. And there, stepping onto the bridge just before them was
a slow loris, cried the lemur. We'll never get there if we have to walk behind a slow loris.
Maybe he's not so slow, said Lily. Maybe he's a fast loris.
There is no such thing as a fast loris,
the lemur sighed. The clue is in the name.
Your friend is right, said the loris, slowly. We are slow, very slow, exceedingly slow. Slower than most slow things.
Slower than snails? Asked Lily. The loris thought about her question. Slowly.
Not quite, he replied at last, but we are working on it.
Maybe you could work on getting out of the way, suggested the lemur.
I don't think I can, said the loris. This bridge is very narrow.
I could hop over you, said the lemur. It would take maybe just one little bounce off your back. I'm very light.
But I couldn't do that, said Lily. Me neither, said the Lamb King. Maybe we should just wait.
Wait, cried the lemur. Look, there are already loads of people in front of the ice cream van. By the time we get there, all the best grubs will be gone.
That is a pity, said the loris. I'm fond of grubs myself. In fact, I used to have a friend who was a grub. I could tell you the story if you like.
Will it take long?
The lemur sighed.
Of course, said the loris. Slowly is the only way we know how to tell stories.
I want to hear it, said Lily. Me too, agreed the Lamb King.
If you must, said the lemur. I guess there's nothing else to do as we walk ever so slowly across this bridge.
It was many years ago,
the loris began.
And many years until we get our ice cream, muttered the lemur.
I was just minding my own business, continued the loris, walking slowly through the jungle, appreciating the trees and the flowers and the other animals, when I heard a cry for help.
Was it the grub? Asked Lily.
It was, the loris replied. It took me a long time to find him, though.
No surprise there, whispered the lemur.
Shush, said Lily.
I looked here and there and here again and there again and here once more, always following his little grub voice, until finally I found him, trapped in a spider's web.
Oh dear, cried Lily.
He looked so pitiful, the loris went on. His little grub hands were shaking. There were tears in his little grub eyes. He knew exactly what would happen once that spider returned to its web. It's the way of things, I suppose. Weaker things are preyed upon by stronger things.
But it doesn't have to be that way, does it? Suggested the Lamb King.
My thoughts exactly, said the loris. and that is why I freed him.
And gobbled him up, chuckled the lemur. Lemur, cried Lily.
And sent him on his way, Dolores concluded. We have, of course, been friends ever since that day, and I have watched with more than a little pride at what he has accomplished.
Well, what we have accomplished, finally, is crossing this bridge, exclaimed the lemur.
Then he sighed. They were standing at the back of the most enormous queue.
We're last,
groaned the lemur. But that was when a voice rang out from the ice cream van.
Boris! Boris Dolores! Is that you, my friend?
It is,
replied Dolores, slowly.
Make way, everyone,
the voice shouted.
Make way for my friend.
Can my new friends come too?
Boris called back.
Of course,
came the reply. So Boris, Dolores, and Lily, the lemur, and the Lamb King made their way, ever so slowly, to the front of the queue, where they stood at last before the ice cream van. Grubby's ice cream van. That was what the sign said. And in the van, there was an army of grubs, lifting up cones and scooping up ice cream, with Grubby leading the way. We thought we'd be last, but now we're first, Lily laughed. What a surprise!
You knew this would happen all along, didn't you? Said the lemur to Dolores.
There's no need to rush to be first when you have friends, Boris smiled. So my friend's gift to me is my gift to you.
Now then,
interrupted Grubby, inside the ice cream van,
what are we having today?
Strawberry, said the Lamb King. Chocolate with caramel sauce, said Lily. Then they all looked at the lemur.
Mango and coconut,
he said. Covered in... He paused and looked at his friends and looked at the grubs.
Chocolate sprinkles, please.
The end. I've really enjoyed reading my story with you. I hope you've enjoyed it too. If you'd like your own copy of this book, you can buy it from the Good Book Company or from Amazon. Thank you for having me here on Snug Stories. I've had a wonderful time. Join Emily next week as she continues reading Lily, the Lemur, and the Lamb King. And you can join the iSingPOP team on Monday for plenty more iSingPOP fun. Good night, everyone. Sleep well.